using AI for project planning and collaboration. ಸರ್ವ ನಮ್ದೇನು ಇಂಟ್ರಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಬೇಡ, ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಶುರು ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂತ. ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಸರ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್.
ಇದನ್ನ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡಿರುತ್ತೆ.
Good morning to one and all. I request the website participants also to be here so that we will not use the mic. Half an hour. Although the topic has been given for me, using AI for project planning and control. So beginning, I will start with the project planning because the topic has been decided. Later, I want to discuss much more on research. So where AI will be useful, and moreover, many research scholars are here, so that they can also get benefit to what are the kinds of research, what is basically a research. Then we'll also discuss how to use AI for the research. Okay, what is actually AI and how it is useful for research, and what are the limitations of it. Those things also we'll touch upon depending upon the time availability. So because the topic starts with the project, basic idea of the project I will give. Before I start, because yesterday also we have had more than 4-5 sessions. Everywhere we were hearing about research. What is basically research? Are we only doing research? Common general man or common public are not doing the research. It's a big question for all of us. So many times I saw a man near my home who was selling the bananas. So sometimes he used to keep left side of the road. After some time, next day, 2 days, right side of the road. And sometime I saw near Marti temple. Sometime I saw near Vijaya Bank some days. And some months he was in Kavita Bakery circle. So what is doing then? So he is also doing a kind of research where he will get a potential customer. I just stopped him and asked, why are you switching over from one place to another place? You would have get constantly a kind of a well-known customers to you. You can make your own segment. He said, no sir. When I started the business, it was 2 ways. Now it has been made only one way. So only this side customers will come. So I used to get very less customers. So then I moved near petrol pump, where more customers comes to buy take the petrol. By the way, they will also buy bananas, but that didn't work out. I went to Vijaya Bank Circle. It's a very traffic area where nobody stops for banana, taking banana. So I come back to the original position and people are buying. So this is the better position. It took around 8 months to decide. He is also a researcher. When we call him as a researcher, he may not be exactly a researcher. He might have not used scientific methods. We are all using scientific method. I use t-test, DSI test, ANOVA test, MANOVA test, and do hypothesis test, and then say this place is better. But heuristically, he has taken a decision which is bringing him more benefit. So it is also a kind of research. Okay, not that we are only doing research. Now, what all about the research? Why project management word has been coined here by organizers? Project is also a kind of a problem because project is basically a unique kind of work. Okay, research is also a kind of a project. That's why when the advertisement used for the grants, they call it as a research project work. Okay, what is then that research is a different, project is a different? No. So research is also kind of a project. I am doing consumer research for MTR Ready Eat Food. Rupa madam is doing consumer research for MTR Ready Eat Food. But she is doing in Bangalore and I am doing in Mysore. Totally it could be different. Findings could be different. So it is a unique kind of study. So we can't, so more often we say the research findings cannot be universally. It varies from position to position, situation to situation, country to country, demographic variations. Will all affect very seriously on the findings of the research. Agreed? So therefore, the project is also kind of a unique work. Okay. So this project is why this project and research is closely related. Basically, you all know I will not much elaborate on the project. As I told, it's a unique kind of a product or service which will have its own design. So every project needs to be designed separately. Every project will have a goal. Research also has a goal. Research also has a certain objective. Okay, that's why we call scientific research one step ahead. Okay, and timeline is there in both the research as well as the project. And your budget, yes, it is needed. And your stakeholders, yes. The kind of research outcome should be useful to society or community basically. And I do a research and I prepare a paper and keep it in my library. What is the use of it? It should be used to community or it should be used to organization. Is it not? A good research must be used to community or society. That is the first object. Any research finding should be useful to basically community improvement or uplifting of a community. It may be technological or it may be social science research or what kind of a research, basic research, applied research, whatever the research, that must be useful to community, is it not? Or in organizations where technology elevation takes place. Here is a project manager, there is a research investigator. Okay, otherwise there is no big difference between these two things. What is project management? There are a lot of jargons here, knowledge, skill, tool, technique, identifying, creating. All these are also present in the process. The big word here is process. Research is also a process, project is also a process, which involves various activities, which needs to be scientifically studied and to be implemented. For it to meet what? Successful completion of the project. That's the goal of a project. Here, successful findings of the outcome of a research work. So they are all same basically. So there is only a kind of a management work. Here also a lot of series of activities we do for the project management. Same thing is there in the different notations for the research. So otherwise project management and research will not be very big difference we can find. Here also initiation happens, maybe we call research literature review and then data analysis, in that way we call. Here also project closure will be there. Okay, and then these are the different stages of project, starting from initiating the project, then the project character definition, project management, planning, then controlling, closing the project. Similarly, even in the research also. Briefly, this is about the project. How this project and research is related? We do a research called PMR research. What is that PMR research? It's a project monitoring research. It's one of the biggest research. So having $1 billion business in PMR research. Most of the researchers will not come to a social science research because it doesn't give them lucrative money. They go for PMR research. What is PMR research? Say for example, somebody is doing 10 million project, and if the project is supposed to complete in January 1st, if it completes in 31st of the January, that 30 days will take away more or less his complete profit and comes to the loss. Another 1 month it takes to complete, there will be a class called LD class, day delay penalty class. Each day they have to pay the penalty of course together if it is delayed. If 3 months or 4 months it gets delayed, the company will lose the money terribly, so they won't earn any profit from the project, rather they lose huge money because of contractual agreement. They can't breach the contract. So therefore they do what is called project monitoring research. Okay, this project I have done, I delayed by 10 days. So there are researchers like scientists here, they will come and study why the 10-day delay happened. So that will become what is called acumen to them. Acumen is a tacit knowledge accrued to them based on the past experiences. 10 days it is delayed. Why it was delayed? Was it a procurement problem, or was it a technological issues? Was it a breakdown issues? So okay, that needs to be studied well, so that in the next project we should not repeat. So they have to consider that next time when we want them, when they are deciding duration of the project. When they are deciding the duration of project, all this which called uncertainty in this project should be certainty in the next project. So that is where PMR research is play a very vital role. So billions of dollars people are investing to understand. So when they say a date of completion of the project, it should happen on that day. Each day delay, if a project has 1,000 workers, how many salary, how much of money they are losing? Penalty class, how much money they lose? So they want to learn, keep it in their knowledge. So therefore, research play a very vital role in any of the project. Up to this, what I discussed is about the project. Now let us understand in specific what is research, for the benefit of research scholars here. Then we will discuss any tools of AI, how we can apply it for research. Is it really good or bad? All those things we will discuss. What is basically research? A general definition is like confirming new and reliable information. Okay, already there is a knowledge, available knowledge. We need to reconfirm it, or we need to develop a new knowledge which should be validated and acceptable to the everyone. Then what is majorly required for to do a research? To do the research, the major thing required is information. So why we need an information? Information reduces what is called uncertainty. Okay, the application of the research finally is decision making. What is the end use of a research? End of the research will be decision making. Is it not? So therefore, a research is nothing but basically having perfect information. So information reduces uncertainty. It helps us to make the more decisions. How to elicit the information? Collect the information from the respondents. Collect the information from experiments. So we call that as a data. When we process it, we call it as a information. So basically, all this are the basic research. But all the research scholars should also know that research is not accidental discovery. Something you understand by one experiment need not be true always. So it's not a research. Merely doing data collection is not a research. Merely studying internet literature is not a research. And what is actually research? Research is the one that should have a new knowledge. That should have new knowledge and answer why, how, when, what. All your questions should be answered to the research. And that should have ultimate utilization or usefulness to the community development, or society development, or organizational development. What are the basic the types of research? So we have two kinds of research. One we call basic research, another one we call applied research. What is basic research? The basic research will not have any applications per se. Like all of us know, force equals mass into acceleration. Force is equal to mass into gravitation. Where we use, the civil engineer uses this when he designs the structures. The load on the beam, he calculates. Okay, the mechanical engineer uses the force calculating, so the force between two gears when it is meshing. Where we can use, everywhere we can use. There is no specific applications for such kind of findings. It's a knowledge bank, so every scientist can use whenever it is. But what is applied research? The research that is used to solve a specific problem on the hand. For example, what's happening in my company? In my company, people are joining, leaving. I don't know why they are joining, why they are. So obviously, I need to understand why people are leaving. Nobody else would have done research for my company and kept ready in the bank. So I had to take my design. I have to design myself and understand why people are leaving. Are they leaving due to the salary issue? Are they leaving due to the work environmental issue? Are they leaving due to the work pressure? Are they leaving due to the working safety issues? So all these things I need to understand. So these kind of research findings will be applicable only to the particular organization. There is a consultancy work where I am doing why Lux soap sales are declined now. There are a lot of reasons: inventory problem, it could be quality problem, it could be awareness problem, it could be brand problem. Dozens of reasons to say Lux soap is declined. Sales is declined. Nobody would have kept that result ready for that. It is an applied research, and such finding is universally not true for all the soap industries. It is particularly applicable to that particular brand of soap only. So those research we call it as applied research. And is the research is always a solution? No. We need to compare value and cost. Value of the research, cost of the research. Okay, if the cost is very high and the value of the research is very less, then probably we can directly go for the implementing and see whether it is going to be benefit or not. Okay, I have a small office where 4 people are working with 4 computers. We will really the computer helps for the productivity, if I take a big project and do it, then spending 1.5 crores, it's of no use, because so 4 people, 4 computer will not make any big difference for me to invest. Is it not? But whole plant is to be automated, then I have to do a big research to find whether really it is going to gear up the benefit or not. So these kind of the exercises will be done, because in the COVID we saw so much of money they invested, crores together, billions together, millions together, they invested to find a vaccine. Well, what is the value there? Cost is very high for me, but the value is still high because human life is equal. So worth it to take up a research. Is it not? So these two are to be put in the weighing balance and see whether cost is high or value is very high, and we have to take a decision. We should go for research or we should not go for research. Research is not a solution for everything. Many times research is not required. So we call iceberg principle, where the scientists and managers in the organization are not able to see the problem correctly. Sometimes there will could be no problem, but still we try to find a solution where we fail, and we blame research is not no solution for that. Many times problem doesn't exist. In iceberg principle, what we say is we see only the tip of the iceberg. Okay, but within the ocean it could be a big ice rock, but when the ship is flowing, it see only a small portion it is protruded above the sea level, as if it can crush and go, but it goes in the depth, it will be very big. Many problems are sometimes not visible, sometimes big problems will be visible as a small. Okay, so problem definition itself becomes a very big research. Every problem we need not be able to solve, but at least defining the problem correctly could also be a kind of a research. These points I will not explain much more, because all these things you know what is cost and what is value. And for the benefit of research scholars, two things I want to clarify. Concepts and constructs. Many students will come here also and working under me also, confused between two things. One called concept, another is called construct. Okay, when we give a problem to them, project or anything research, so if we come with a solution, sometimes two people will give a common problem, totally it will be a tangential research. Why it happens? Because of the confusion between concept and the constructs. What is concept? Concept is basically having dozens of meaning. Only because of shared knowledge we understand the meaning of it. For example, so last week I have given a project to a girl, study the use perception towards the bullet pipe. Why youths are using the bullet pipe? What is it due to power, or is it due to a perception, or is it due to a perceived value they are buying? What are the perception of the youth towards the bullet pipe? Now the question comes, who is youth? Take a dictionary, youth is an young girl. So she has taken the age between 20 to 25. One boy has taken 20 to 30 also. Another boy has taken 20 to 40 also. What is wrong in that? Is there is no specific definition of youth. Youth is a concept. It does not have any specific meaning. All the three got a different answers, obviously. Today morning I saw Youth Congress Vice President about the age about 50-55 years. Now, why he don't call himself as youth? He can also call. He can claim he is youth. What is wrong in that? So fundamentally there is no, it's a concept. It is not a construct. As a researcher, I should write in my thesis, I mean youth is between 20 to 25 for this particular study. Then my research results are confined to 20 to 25 years. So my respondent is more than 25, I is not my respondent. Less than 20 is not my respondent. A very clear definition is required. That is what we call in research operational definition. Otherwise there is no meaning. Measurement changes. The social science research also, measurement changes. The word love commonly we use. Okay, I love my son. He loves his bullet bike. Okay, I love operation research. Okay, I love my mother. So are they same? They are different. Measurement is different. Okay, so we can't have a common man. Then common definition. So that is why, so concept many times misleads us. We should have a construct. Construct is your definition specific to the particular project or specific to the particular research. So that is very important. Small, medium scale industry. Some student now when I am coming morning, she meant that I am doing on the small, medium scale industry scenario in the Mysore city. First, he has to define what is small, medium scale industry. Is the turnover should be less than 10 lakhs, less than 20 lakhs? Should be says between 50 to 85 lakhs. What is that she is taking? She wants to take. That should be defined well. So that is what we call it as a construct. So concept has a dozens of meaning. So which not somebody can just realize it. So it can be only by the construct. The two logics we use commonly, arguments also. We can call it as arguments also in the research. One we call inductive logic, another one we call deductive logic. Okay. What is inductive logic? It draws the conclusion from one or more particular facts. The question may can you give an example? Yes. The police commissioner is passing through this road. He saw a road accident here. Two students collide each other. So tomorrow morning he will put a big board, accident zone. Is it acceptable to us? He took a decision based on one single incident. Can we call it as? It is also an argument that yes, it could be henceforth accident zone. So it's a kind of a logic from one incident, so we take a conclusion. One incident, we take a conclusion. Rupa madam is from IIM. So I take her, and because I believe all IIM students are extremely good. Need not be true. There could be a person who is so maybe worse than our students. But still I believe, because the backdrop is so good, I believe all of them are good. So it is a kind of a conclusion we make. We means researchers make sometimes. We call it as an inductive logic. But deductive logic is, so we experiment, we take based on the conclusion. We call conclusive research. Based on the experiment, scientifically, we take a decision. Then, can we criticize or appreciate the induction? There are some situations where inductive logic applicable. For example, there is a fire accident. Okay, with one fire accident we have to learn. We can't make such 10 accident and 10 study and take a decision. Correct. We call that as a critical incident method of research. Critical incident method of research is so where we cannot repeat the incident, but with one single incident we need to learn a lot of lessons from that. So we do a lot of research. Go and discuss in the police academy. They show one Bolivar situation. So and they will bring him and ask him as a take a role of a police inspector and what are you going to react, who you are going to react to the given situation. He will give his own inputs how he wants to react. Whether it is correct or not, how he reacts is a different issue. But they can't do Bolivar and show him how it is happening. Is it not? So therefore, such research are also applicable inductive logic, which we call critical incident method. Okay, and deduction logic is from the conclusion. In the research, both the phase, logics and arguments are acceptable, provided the justifications and provided the so your objectives are well defined within this. What are the types of research? See, the kind of research there are normally we classify as three kinds of a research. Okay. Now, which kind of a research that we need to use depends upon the situations. See, there are two players there in the diagram. What is that you can observe here? Player number 13 and another player. What is the difference between these two players? Can anyone tell me what is the difference between these two players? Answer is also there. As well you can read. One is completely certain about kicking the ball and reaching the goal. Another is totally in confusion, uncertainty. Okay. The research also sometimes creates certainty, sometimes we will be in uncertainty. As I told you, defining the problem itself is a big problem. So once the problem is defined, research problem is defined, then approaching it and solving it is a different issue. So many times we take months together to define the problem. Because different perspectives of the problem is very different. As I told you, iceberg principle, only one part of it we are seeing. but other points we need to understand. So therefore, so there are different research design, as I told you. What are such research designs we see? After the logics, you understood, sorry, going back. So I'll come back to these slides. First one is called exploratory research. Research scholars here to get a benefit of it. What is exploratory research? What is that diagram shows? Can anyone tell me what is that man doing? The man is standing in the, there's no hill. And what is that he is doing? He is not climbing up. He is standing and observing the situations, environment, whether he can go up or whether he has to go down or he has to stand sometime there. Okay, he is just exploring. Okay, therefore, this kind of research is very popular. The research, we should say from the backwards, research that explores the situation. Okay, research that explores the nature of problem. Nature of problem. So because I told you just now, so every problem will not be found solution with research. Is it not? So therefore, so to diagnose the situation, to screen the alternatives, to understand the different ideas, and to discover the different ideas, so we do a research called exploratory research. This kind of research is also called omni research. This kind of research, so such research we call exploratory research, where so it will, so say your problem is correct, to go up to the next level or the next level. Sometimes you get a solution there itself. Okay, further investigation is not required. So everything it will suggest, or it will say go for the further investigation. So this kind of research we call exploratory research. Many times we do a descriptive research. This is what you call in your language literature review or positioning of the literature. What do you mean by positioning the literature? Positioning the literature means as and now. What do you mean by positioning the literature? Positioning the literature means as and now what are the researchers says about the problem? How many of them cracked the problem? What are the methodologies they have used? Is that methodology is applicable to our problem also? Or what are the drawbacks of the methodology he used? What methodology I should use to elevate this to the next level of the research? All these things we sit and plan now. So that is what we call exploratory research. So literature, positioning the literature is the other word we can use scientifically or more scientific. What is descriptive research? It measures everything. Where exploratory research will not tell you the final solution is correct or validated solution. This is the one which tells, so it describes and answers all your questions, who, what, where, when, how, but not why. Every question it will answer. Such kind of research we call it as a descriptive research. It keeps answering all your questions. So it is more scientific in nature. You collect the data, more number of samples we take, lot of hypothesis development will happen. Okay, so we develop the critical discussions and then we draw a conclusion, contemplate the solutions with the other researchers to know whether our research is valid and how much it is really valid. All these things we understand. So using descriptive research. What is causal research? This is very common research. So we do where, so causal research is the research that shows the relationship between cause and effect. What do you mean by that? So sometimes, so in some situations or in some scenario, it is always better to conduct an experiment and find. Madam do a lot of such experiments. Increase the sulfur 1% more, what will be the result? Correct. Increase 2%, what would be the result? In what we do in business research, so this all these days I am selling this for 60 rupees. Now I will make 80 rupees and see the pitch of the market. Okay, if everybody accepts for 8 rupees, after 6 months I will make it 180 rupees. If people accept it, yes, I want to keep it as a premium product. And if nobody accepts, then I will bring back to the 60 rupees one. Is it not? So it all segmentation we call. So and positioning the product. Correct. Because the Bisleri label is here, we have all paid 20 rupees and kept it here. I remove this means nobody will buy for 4 rupees also. Is it not Manjunath? Manjunath wears the Revon glass. Okay, you erase the Revon. Are you ready to pay 3,300 also? You will not. Now, why are you paying 3,000 only for the Revon? It is called perceived value. Is it not? Wearing that gives him some prestige. So putting Parker pen is a prestige. Same pen if I offer for 100 rupees, madam will not buy. Correct. She will ask me, sir, this is not a Parker. I will not buy this. It's a pursued one. So to study the pitch of the market, okay, many experimental research uses the causal research. The man is dropping the head and seeing what happening there. Okay. So how much pressure he has to give, all these things he will do a research which we call causal research. There are different statistical tools takes together to discuss the statistical tools. So accordingly, so the research can be classified as exploratory research, descriptive research, and causal research. In the causal research, there are two kinds of research we do normally. So there are 2 plus 2, 4 varieties are there in the causal research. Okay, what is in the 2 varieties of causal research? When a researcher stands, okay, so he will have 2 things in the mind. Okay, so here is a Bangalore consumers, okay, who are buying MTR ready-eat food. Here is a Mysore consumers who are buying the MTR foods, ready-eat food. One, I stand as a researcher, I can compare them. All are buying, what is their common age, what is the common qualification, what is the common income group, what is the common professions. Other way is discriminating it. I can find the differences between them also. Is it not? A researcher may be interested one to see the association, another one is to see the discrimination. Accordingly, statistical test, everything is get checked. I do correlation, madam will do multiple regression. He is interested to see the discrimination, I am interested to see the relations. So nothing wrong in that. It all depends on the kind of the objective what we are seeing. Is it not? Two business companies try to compare themselves. Sometimes they want to differentiate themselves. Look at differential strategies. Okay, it's fine. So both the things are acceptable. So it also depends upon the causal research. One see the association, another is to see the discrimination. Again, in the causal research also, there are 2 research factors are there. One we call cross-sectional studies, another one we call longitudinal studies. What is cross-sectional studies? Very commonly you have seen the advertisement of Horlicks. That's a good example of cross-sectional design. Okay, you can come and see the advertisement of Horlicks. Many advertisement will be a good research input for us, especially management. How Kalyan Jewellers have so many advertisement there is. Okay, so last festival season in Diwali, 3 days I was in the home only because which already know. How many Kalyan Jeweller advertisements? Every channel they released. So one advertisement comes with Amitabh Bachchan, another advertisement comes with Shivana, one comes with Kerala, one comes with Erin, or who is that? One elderly lady comes and gives the advertisement. One is Alia Bhatt advertisement. What is the difference? I thrown that problem to our students in business research. What is the rationale to select Alia Bhatt there? Why not other not there? Don't you think other actors were there to give advertisement? Maybe some of them are ready to give lower price. But still they bought Alia Bhatt. What is the reason? Is it based on the fan survey? Lot of things are there in the research. Many things apparently it looks as same. Right? It is an advertisement of jewelries. Correct, madam? So 4 days I got lot of information. Note down everything. I thrown problems to some of my colleagues. Okay. And some of them to my students. And they are working on that. We will write a letter to Kalyan Jewellers. What are the corrections they have to do when they are releasing such an advertisement on the same day. Okay. So when they say 40% discount, people are fond of discount, some of them. They are not worried whether Alia Bhatt comes and say or I say, they are not worried. Okay, I am not a brand ambassador or neither actor, but people are there to say, just observe how much discount is there. Last month it was 30%. This month it is 40%. Let me go and buy it. Somebody make decisions. Out of 100, who makes decision also a conversion? No. Okay, but Alia Bhatt has certain group of fans. She comes and say people are ready to buy. Okay, but elderly lady also, you know, but and she herself, elderly lady has been made as a heroine there to sell the jewelries. It is for separate segment. They are attracting separate segment. When such lady comes, the kind of jewelries what they are showing is different. It is not for the youngsters. It's not for the youngster. The segment is different. But in Diwali, everybody buys the jewelries. So they can't release only Alia Bhatt advertisement. Only youngsters will go and buy. What they buy? Only they buy ring. Okay, this they are not interested, this they are not interested, but they want to sell such product also. There is a lot of things in the advertisement one has to understand actually. Anyway, so it was so many hours to discuss. What is longitudinal study and what is cross-sectional study? We got discussed. Longitudinal study means it takes some time to get the output. Today we do experiment, it takes some time to give the result. For example, for 25-27 MBA batch, completely I revamped the curriculum. Completely I changed the curriculum. Okay, with an interest that my placement rate should hit in the market. A mic is not required. So, why I changed the completely curriculum? I feel I wanted to hit the placement rate. Now I feel it is less. But when can I see the result? After 2 years only. After 2 years, it can happen in the other way also. Placement can still go down, or it can go up, or remain same. I don't know. So this kind of research, which takes its own time to study, is called longitudinal research. The research takes long time to give its own. You can't expect instantaneously. Other way you see, what is that advertisement we see Horlicks? A young lady comes and said, see the kids who took the Horlicks, see the kids who are not taken the Horlicks, kids who took the Horlicks grow 6 inch height more. That means a population is divided into two parts. One is with treatment, another one is without treatment. Okay, so they are comparing within 3 months. So it is a cross-sectional science. Causal research can be either cross-sectional or it can be longitudinal research. These are the process of research. Just follow the track there, yellow track, starting from problem discovery and definition. Okay, what is discovery and definition here? Definition more often we talk. What is discovery means? Today there may not be any problem. Down the line 4 years there could be a problem that can likely to arise. Now only we need to work the research. We should take the research work to start and end before the problem occurs. Before the problem occurs. So such kind of research, so we call it as a problem discovery research. The research, so we take up and to determine the problem likely to occur down the line. It is called discovery research. Presently we don't have any problem. Okay, so down the line 5 years there could be a problem. Okay, what happened to the winding watches? There is no winding watches. There was a days only HMT used to produce the winding watches, and Marwadis only used to get pledge of only HMT winding watches. That was the brand they built. Today where is winding watches? They have to anticipate that down the line 5 years there will be no winding watch. They have to start working on developing some new technology where the winding watches will be replaced by the quartz technology. They didn't do it, HMT. We take that in a case study in our discussion. That's why HMT became failed industry. Otherwise 80% of the market were HMT. Today it is only other way 20% is HMT, 80% is acquired by Titan. Is it not? Where is Coinboost today? Absolutely. Where is our Kodak cameras? Manjunath? Why we don't use Kodak camera? In turn, what happened to our the Kodak? There was a factory in Kerala. So where Madam Mosin, film manufacturing.
Yes, sir.
Correct. Hindustan Photo Film. What happened to the company? Why it was get deleted? Technology analysis. They should anticipate and develop a new product. That is what we call problem discovery. That means today there is no problem. Down the line problem may occur. We need to be ready. If all of us would have been known that COVID is likely to come and vaccine was ready, so 2 years would have been, so economic recession, now we are struggling to get it back. We would have been in the comfortable GDP level now. Research design, sampling, data gathering, data processing, conclusion, thus the cycle continues. This is what the basic research process, more or less, all of you know it. What is important in the research is ethics. Very important in the research is ethics. Okay. So this another important is creativity. Okay. These are the things that you can also go through. I give the slides to you. So end of the day, what is very important in the research is what you want to do, what is expected from the research. Okay. Accordingly, so one thing you need to understand is you don't know where you are going, then every road will take you. So that means the research scholars here should understand specific objectives to be defined. not a specific objective per se, it's very difficult for you to conclude it. Very difficult for you to select a methodology. Very difficult for you to contemplate it with other researchers. You should be very clear. This is my methodology. This is my research objective. Should have these many steps. Clarity is very important. What is required for a research? Tell me now, what is required for the research? Thinking, correct. Once again, you say thinking, what it becomes? Rethinking. Rethinking should happen outside the box. Thinking, rethinking outside the box will definitely fetch us a good thing, good innovation, good creativity happens. So briefly I tell, because you can't cover AI in academic research in 1 minute, 10 minutes like that. There are a lot of tools available in the AI also. Okay, it has both pros and consequences. Okay, so one is it can be used for handling that large kind of data set. It is definitely useful to handle the data quality improvements, helpful for literature reviews, helpful for deciding the research design and real-time decision making. All these things it is really helpful. There are a lot of tools are available, but which tool is to be used? Okay, context is more important when you are using AI. It will give everything. Many things are not applicable for us many times. Okay, that one should be careful. So, sir, ChatGPT is there. Yes, it gives a solution. But what context you are doing, what context it is giving answer is very important. In a hypothesis testing, in a later way I will tell you, in a hypothesis testing, there are two errors comes. One called type 1 error, the other one is called type 2 error. What is type 1 error? The null hypothesis is really true, but we reject it, we call type 1 error. The null hypothesis is wrong, that is, but accepted is called type 2 error. Both can happen in a hypothesis test. I taught it to the students and I posed the question in a text. In first test, differentiate between type 1 error and type 2 error. Okay. So one answer has been also written by Akash, one student. I called him to my office and asked him. So he has wrote about one para and second para on type 1 and type 2. Okay. One is on type 1 diabetes, another is on type 2 diabetes. Okay, can't you, who did you get? Where did you copy it? Somewhere he got the phone and in the test. He pressed type 1. ChatGPT will give what is type 1. It has given type 1 diabetes. Then he pressed type 2. That is also 4 line it has given. He has not attended the classes. He doesn't know what I have asked. Okay, for him, he thought that 5 marks I will get because I have written correctly. So this ChatGPT AI is there, but it is end of the day we researchers have to decide. Like SPSS, when you give a data, it gives an output. How do you interpret? It's very, very important. Okay. We called him and asked like that, why now? What is type 1 diabetes? Why now? How come it is? Sorry, this is what really happened. We knocked and said, give second test or makeup test, you come and write, you go now. Again, these are the steps we use in the AI also says the same step what we had in the earlier research methodology, same steps here also. More or less, it will be helpful for formulating research problem, data collection, proposal writing, collecting data, everything it will help. But how much help we need to take from it is a matter. We want to submit a paper to Emerald Journal, yes, we want to submit. But in the Turnitin, when you put, they use AI usage, so much percentage.
There is a AI tool, sir, which can remove the AI content and make it humanize AI.
Humanize AI is there, explainable. Okay, exploring AI is there, art of AI is there, but there could be one more AI which we don't know, it can still detect it. Okay, which how much percentage?
My friend is producing papers like that.
Yeah, we also thought when ChatGPT comes, hey, every researcher they can do it, and why should they come to a guide? But more often it is not like that. It's only there to assist us, probably letter writing and other things. I don't think you can get an information, no doubt.
Yes, sir.
But end of the day, we need to discuss, we need to elevate our knowledge level. Otherwise, what is the use? So AI, we have the machines of software are capable of mimicking human intelligence, as you told. Okay, and then machine learning is there, neural network is there, deep learning. It has its own RNN, ANN, lot of the tools and techniques are available. Which one is to be used, you can decide on that. But which one is really required, you can take assistance, you can take an input, but definitely not reproducing. Because it doesn't know. In the research, what happens more often, we will also be not known fully. So when we are off wild, how can we put it directly without so confident? It's very important. So all these things, it will help basically in the automation of data analysis, streamlining literature reviews, experimental design. Of course, Zotara and other things we use to make better way of the literature review and other things. Such tools are good, putting colors and other things, but not, it gives a research, review and we just frame an objective. That is not always. So every process also is just like a project, as I told you, planning, selection, extraction, execution, here also there also there. And then AI algorithms are most useful. So data analysis, as I told you, so starting from mining to predictive analysis, it will be used. Now currently what we do, we use a multiple regression method for predict. Okay, many things we use. So we'll test to confirm it. All these tests twice we are doing. Maybe number of tests it would be reduced, but which kind of a test we need to use, we need to decide. Which tool is more better? So hypothesis generation is one of the basic thing almost all the AI users are using to develop the hypothesis, which we were doing now based on the research output or bibliometric analysis. BBA was using bibliometric, BMA was using to find out the gap, and to fill the gap we used to determine the objectives. Now it has been changed by using AI method. Afternoon you have a session from Dr. Sunil, my friend is coming. We will throw a lot of light on this, so I don't want to touch upon how to use AI. More often you will take you to complete bibliometric analysis, how to do with AI and all. You will take up through a tool also. Okay, this is very common. Hypothesis driven AI. It's a new type of AI, so which very commonly we use. These are the various tools, including plagiarism detector, which is available. As you told, there are going to be something which can also cover. So it helps for topic generation, niche discovery. Of course, keywords and all, you can definitely take the help of AI. Which keyword is floating? So today, very high frequency. The number of times quoted very high in the literatures definitely is an interest of today's research. So that can be used, the AI can be used to know the keywords. Further you have to. Okay, when you submit it to the journal, how many times the keyword you use matters a lot for the desk clearance only. Correct. So therefore, keywords, they can take it from there. List discovery. Which topic is today more relevant to the SDG goals? Who is doing which kind of a latest research? That inputs we can take. Definitely no issues on that. Review assistance it will give. Positioning the literature it will give. As I told you, keyword generation can be done. Brainstorming can be done. Okay, innovative suggestions, iterate your requirements, predictive analysis can be done with the help of AI tools. There are a lot of tools here. So which one is good? Nothing is good or nothing is bad here. Anyone which is comfortable to you can be used. Okay, but as I told you, a few points we can use, including ChatGPT. These are the top 10 tools used by the research scholars. Are you using all? If you question me, the last one I used Google Scholar. I think Madam also using Google Scholar. Correct, Madam? Quite normal, simple way to understand what others have done. We can sit and in the home also we can do. Need not depend on it. ProQuest need not depend upon the EBSCO where database of journals are there. You go home, you will not get it. Only LAN connection. Anywhere in the world we can do it. Enough for doing it. These are some of the effective way of getting the research done. So hidden gaps can be found with the help of AI tools. What are the limitations when I wind up 7 o'clock was my time, 11:05. Data quality dependence. So the outcome, what he has done, depending the reliability, currency matters. Currency is the when they have done, while we are doing, what is the different. Demographic matters a lot. Lack of contextual understanding. As I told you just now with an example, limited human insight, like type 1, type 2, just I type only that. It will give that type 1 diabetes, type 2 diabetes in detail because he has not typed fully errors. Type 1 error, it would have been given correct answer. He has not done that, student. So therefore, over reliance on the historical data. How AI generates the information based on historical data. In business research method, we say historical data should be discarded. Only the last 3 years data we can share. Remaining all we call it history. Because when I started my business, there were no competitors. Today there are hundreds of competitors. So taking that 20 years data is null and void now. Correct. So we don't use historical data. So we discard that. But all your AI machine learning uses that kind of historical data. So over relying that is a bad thing. Black box system, how it is calculating, we don't know. What equation it is using, we don't know. Okay. And limited creativity and novelty. Already we lost, and further we are going to lose the creativity and novelty. So because we are all dependent on, so AI, correct. Ethical and bias concerns will be always there. So with this, so I thank the organizers for providing me an opportunity to share my little knowledge to the research scholars and audiences here. Any questions, I will be ready to answer.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
now widely corporations are using AI tools for market
Study.
study. Is it ethical, sir?
The ethics is a kind of a big question in the research. Obviously, AI is definitely useful to study the market research, but how ethically you use it is a matter. For example, pricing strategy, we need to do market research. Simply, I cannot coin my own price, people will not buy it. Okay,
Especially in the share market sector.
there it is. Yes, as you told, there are a lot of unethical things are happening in the share market study and reporting it. Ethical things are also happening. See, once Edensburg report has come,
Yes, sir.
people were become panic. You know what happened to the Edensburg report now? Null and void. Nobody is bothering. Again, they will come with the other brand name, one more report. It is there. It is only the prediction. So with last line they will put it is based on the study and perception study. Ethical issues are question marks too. Any other things?
Will it affect the natural movement of the market?
Sure, 100% it affects. 100% it affects the national and international investment also will be affected. So it's not that in Nifty or in BSE, only Indian people are invested here. More than us, foreign investors are there. So if they withdraw, our index numbers will drop down drastically. Okay, one more Edinburgh report comes, we are all worried. Okay, so much of index values will change. And mediators will misuse, abuse, accuse, everything will.
Short and make money.
It's a kind of a weapon they are throwing.
Yes.
Anything else? So with the opportunity given to me by Mr. Basappa and his team, I extend sincere thanks to them for giving me an opportunity to share my knowledge here. And also I express my sincere thanks to all the audience patiently listening me from last 1 hour. Thank you very much.
Sir, I have one personal request. Please conduct a class to our colleagues and staff for investment. Nobody teaches investment.